Bear Element, Episode 19, recorded 20 February 2013.
Episode 19.
And here we are.
Woo!
Oh, wow. Episode 19.
I would say 019.
Well, this is Clay.
And this is Vito.
And this is Tim.
This is Wolfie.
And I'm Kevin from the Hotel Mark Twain, your visitor. Hello, guys.
Hi, Kevin.
It's going to be a fun night.
It's going to be hard getting any information out of him. He's so shy.
Yes, he's not shy at all.
Well, I used to be shy until the 12th grade. But anyway, I'm not shy anymore.
No.
Not? No.
I mean, it's like I can make speeches and I can talk in front of people. But, you know, I'm still in that group when you're in a bar. If you like somebody, I turn away. So everyone thinks I'm a bitch because I turn away.
Bitch.
Well, screw yourselves. Actually, isn't that what you're doing to me right now? This is so fun. All the attention.
Well, I actually have heard of you for many years because of this hotel bear rate that you have at Mark Twain. Give me the help.
The Hotel Mark Twain.
The Hotel Mark Twain. But if you say
Mark Twain Hotel, you'll be going to Peoria, Illinois.
Illinois.
Ew.
We're not
Well, we
even
don't wanna
really.
do
Yeah,
that.
let's just stay in San Francisco at the hotelmarktwain.com.
Yeah, Union Square or Peoria.
Well, actually, the funny thing is, if you like the
Spit it
hotel,
out,
it's
Vito.
Union Square. If you don't like it, it's the Tenderloin.
Oh, okay.
But then when people don't like it, I say they also then don't like the Hilton because that's right across the street. The Clift is a block away. But, you know, everybody's got a taste. Like, Bears, like Baskin Robbins made 31 flavors because everybody likes something different.
Right.
Like, I'm hot in some worlds, I'm ugly in another. My hotel is nice to some, not as nice to others, but it's a nice casual.
It's like almost a boutique, right?
Well, not almost. It is a boutique.
It is a boutique.
118 rooms. And, because I'm a bear, and in San Francisco, the gay market is a segment for hotels. There's conventions. There's a group called Smurf, Social, Military, Educational, Religious, Fraternal. When I first started, there's a whole group for those little blue fluffy things. But
Oh, if you only knew.
oh, well.
And furries. Go ahead.
But, I'm thinking, well, gay is like a big, I just can't say, hey, gays, come stay at my hotel, okay? Instead, I go, well, I like bears. I'm in the bear community, so at least I have a rate for bears all the time. There are dates that's not available, like the Oracle Convention, but I still would give good deals. And so I'm promoted to the bear community, not just, like years ago when all the bear events happened, there'd always be a special rate just for that weekend.
Right.
You can come next Tuesday and you have a special rate. You can come a week from Thursday. You can come 2 Saturdays in a row.
So
There's
you're partial to the men
The bears.
that associate themselves with bears.
Right, and the ones that have liked me know I'm not a room amenity. I am fun, and I'll give you a good rate and treat you nice, but, I don't sleep with a guest. That's the worst thing about being in sales.
That sucks.
Well, we could do that at a different hotel. So if I do like somebody, then they have to check out, and then we have to go someplace else. Didn't Kobe Bryant once get in trouble for sleeping with the employee got in trouble for sleeping with Kobe Bryant?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yes.
But what about, do you have any stories of things that have happened at the hotels that maybe the bears have done with your bear rate? Maybe left their doors open for visitors, or
the stories I wouldn't follow because I would have to.
It's not the Parliament House.
No, but I mean there have been like, Kevin, if I check into your hotel, could I just leave my door open and let men come in and do what they want? It's like, well, you can, but I can't open it for you. I have had a lot of bear porn stars stay there when I used to work with a client that did a lot of bear porn stars. The funny thing is, though, they just want to sleep when they're not working. They may go fuck everybody in town, but when they're at the hotel, they're off duty, so they're like the nicest, quietest guests you'd ever imagine.
Oh, okay. I'll take a note of that.
And they never try to double them up in case they do get frisky. They don't want them to.
They're not bringing like their own portable slings in and setting up in the room.
They don't want them to lose their energy.
Yeah, but I used to have
themselves.
For Folsom Street Fair. I know there used to be a couple that would have no service in their room their entire 4 days, and when they leave, they just turned the whole back. They brought black shower curtains and covered the whole room and made it pitch black.
Wow, I have never heard of that.
Have you ever been watching a porno and think, oh, that's my hotel?
Oh, that's my hotel.
Oh, that's room 213.
Well, it'd never be room 213. God, if I did a porno, it'd be room 814. God. But no. But the funny thing is, sometimes when I am watching pornos, which we all do in the gay world, I'm thinking, God, that could be my hotel. I think, 'cause it's a free set practically. All you got to do is show up, make a movie.
Well, they have in hotels. I've seen them. I have an ex that did one.
Oh, wow. I wonder what that movie was. Blazing Zippers. These bases are loaded. I love porn titles. I wish there was money in just writing porn. You know how they take the mainstream movies and turn it from Forrest Gump to Foreskin Gump. I mean, what a great title.
or Shaving Ryan's Privates.
You're a hoot. Anyway, tell us about your writing. Now, you write professionally, right?
I write professionally. Besides spending all day filling the Hotel Mark Twain with guests, I go home and write stories about gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender art San Francisco for Examiner.com. So
we were looking at some of your articles.
Did you like them?
Yeah.
It is a mouthful. I like having a mouthful. So I do try to mix it up.
No doubt.
Everyone thinks that more than anything, I love the trannies. I do like them, but they are so great at promoting themselves. They're always emailing me, hey, Kevin, we're doing a show. We're doing this. So I'm always writing about trannies. But I mean, I'm right now watching Where the Boys Are, the internet series, because I'm going to write about...
Where the Bears Are, you mean?
I'm sorry. It's based upon the title from that old movie.
Where the Bears Are.
Yeah, I would sing along, but all my singing sounds like Cher doing country, and I don't want to turn off anybody with that. No, but Where the Bears Are, I'm going to watch the second season's going to probably begin this summer, so I want to write about that. So anything that's gay-oriented and the arts, I write about for Examiner.com. And
that's fantastic.
Today, though, I did write on Facebook to SinQuest. It's a film festival in southern, San Jose area. They have nothing gay this year. I had to, go on their website and search the word gay to find their one movie and their one short playing. So I did
Sin, like S-I-N?
C-I-N-E-Q-U-E-S.
Oh, cinema.
Right.
Not sin like
SinQuest, though. You're back to the porn world with Shaving Private. You want
I don't know what kind of
porn film, and then you're surprised that there's no gay movies in the porn film festival. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think porn film festivals were invented for gay films. So
I thought it was SIN. I didn't know it was.
No, I'm sorry, but CINE Quest. I was exploring that to write about, but there's no. I had to go on their own website, type in the word search gay, and I get two titles. So I wrote to them thinking, I know it's not a gay film festival, but how come the gays aren't more represented?
Well, a lot of it just boils down to whether or not those directors or producers are submitting them, isn't it?
Well, it's true, but every movie submitted needs to be selected. Last year they had a couple of really good gay movies.
Mm.
But I'm also, speaking of movies, I just became a producer of a film that we're working on funding for. So maybe next year I'll be at one of those film festivals.
Oh, good.
Cool. Okay. That's awesome.
You're going to film it in room 812?
814.
Sorry.
That's my favorite.
Is that a suite?
No, the suites are on the 9th floor, but 814 is my favorite deluxe king. Whenever I have to show the hotel or Bears for this weekend that was just here, I put them in 814 and then I put them in 614 when that ran out. Then I did 414. So
really,
the 14s
it's the
are
king
nice.
You like to show off, not the queen.
I am the queen that shows off. So for hotel rooms, I like to show off the king.
Okay.
Now, can you give us an idea of the rates? Because I'm going to put a link to the hotel. I mean, this is real. You can come to San Francisco and you can get his rate
at the hotel.
At the hotel
Mark Twain. Mark Twain Hotel in Peoria.
Yeah, we're not going to Peoria.
Not Peoria. So, not that
there are blackout
dates
like anything else, but in the winter it's $119 plus tax, and then I upgrade you to a deluxe room for no extra charge, and then high season starting in April it's $149 plus tax.
And this is right on Union Square, right?
Right on Union Square.
This is very ideal location,
and it's in the top 10 list of most famous hotel rooms because Billie Holiday was arrested there in 1949. So there's this list of things that happened, like the number one is where Michael Jackson dangled his baby over the edge.
That was at your hotel?
No, but the hotel that did that is the number one. We're number 7 because of Billie Holiday being arrested there in 1949.
What'd you do?
Opium, but she was acquitted.
Well, I saw on your hotel website that you're a dog-friendly hotel.
We are pet-friendly. I know
cool.
there's a picture of a dog, but we've never had a cat stay. But people do bring their dogs.
Cool. Who goes to the hotel with a cat?
I imagine they bring their puppies.
No, they mostly bring like their companion dog that's a little older. So
Wolfie was making a funny.
well,
Puppies,
Wolfie,
as in.
well, I didn't get that. Maybe at a break you could tell me. It's probably a backstory I missed.
When was the last time you went to Folsom?
Well, see, that's one of those. I probably haven't been for like 3 or 4 years, and I probably had a booth at the hotel. But see, that's one of those where, although you think I'm this fun, gregarious guy right now, Folsom, I feel like it's a romantic spot for me. I'd love to be in Folsom in love with some. I know you're all like, I would love to go to.
We're all looking at each other. Folsom romantic?
No, but see, I would love to be there and like right in the middle of the street. I watch too many movies. Have someone wrap me up and kiss the fuck out of me.
I guess
Put a
it's
chrome dildo up
They'll
your
do
ass
something to you. I'm not sure.
the dog
Well, I
collar.
said kiss the fuck out. See, that's what they're doing. But I mean, I do like to go there and like I love to watch the guy I call the jerker. He just is there for 8 hours jerking off.
Oh yeah, everybody knows him.
I love him. One time I said, "Do you ever come?" He said, "Not often." But I mean, I can't believe the stamina and that he doesn't even like.
I think anybody that's been to Folsom knows who we're talking about. It's a sort of muscular guy that is just head to toe, with some sort of greasy, oily substance, and he's just standing there on the sidewalk, just jacking away.
But that whole
probably
8
straight, too.
hours. He just likes to watch people watch. That's what he said. But you know what I would do at Folsom? I would rent lockers out. Because people can all come there sort of dressed and then rent a locker and get naked.
That is brilliant.
Somebody needs to do a close track.
Crockers
Absolutely
Lockers
brilliant.
should listen to this and do that.
Absolutely brilliant. All right.
Because when I used to volunteer at Up Your Alley, a.k.a. Dory Alley, my job was to make sure no nudity came in. You can get naked when you're in there, but you can't walk in nude.
Huh.
I wonder if if MAC, the Folsom prison, does that. I wonder if they let people go in and put all their clothes in lockers and go outside.
Oh. Inquiring minds want to know. Why don't you be our investigative
point.
investigative
Get on
reporter?
that, Kevin. Let us know.
I will. I'll go
Have the
undercover
bare
and under the
element
covers.
clothes check it.
It is San
Folsom.
Francisco. You never know.
So do you have special floors for the dogs? Going back to your pet friendly
Well, we
status?
try to limit them to 2 floors, but I mean, we really have a great housekeeping staff, so they do clean up, in a great way. Like even if someone smokes, which they're not supposed to, like they air out the room, they wash the carpet, they wash the walls, and charge the people for smoking in the room.
Well, I know there's a special device that you put in the room that like electrostatically charges the air or something and gets rid of the smoke. It takes like hours to do though.
Well,
my favorite guest.
Febreze works well too these days. So.
Yeah.
Well, at least on the commercials, it doesn't work.
Yeah,
as well
otherwise
in
it
my
just
home.
smells like Febreze.
But one of my favorite guests was Linda Blair, Academy Award nominated actress, and she wouldn't sign the no smoking thing at the front desk. So we fixed this since then, but this was years ago, and I told her, I can't tell you that I'm putting you in a room next to a fire escape, and I can't tell you that right now, I bet you the alarm wouldn't go off, because I can't tell you to go outside and smoke. She goes, oh, are you telling me to go out the door and smoke? I said, no, I can't tell you. But anyway, years ago, that's what I would do, little things like that. But now, for safety, if you open that door, the alarm goes off.
Ah.
Do you do any sort of surcharge for the dogs?
$25 plus any extra cleanup if it's needed, you know, which we would do for anybody. I mean, if you, well, the funny thing is about hotels, like sometimes
If I did poopies, you would charge me an extra $25.
But like the saddest thing about hotels with people's reviews, like we have a review where somebody said the carpets were filthy. The carpet was a week old. Just the first guest spilled red wine on it. So we've still tried to get it up. It takes a while to get rid of that red wine, but it's just a spot. It's not filthy. It's a clean spot.
Well, you must travel a lot in your business. Do you get out and about and fly?
Well, I travel more for my writing and interest in theater and my love of travel than my business. I usually try to tie them together. If I'm going to New York for the theater, I'll say, oh, let me look up these 12 clients while I'm there.
So as a bear,
there you go.
and you describe yourself as a pretty big bear.
I'm a big guy.
What's air travel like for you? What are the
you know,
challenges?
Well, the biggest challenge for me is I have broad shoulders, and people love them till you sit next to me at the theater or on the plane. But occasionally, I have been told, like you might have to buy another seat. Some airlines try to enforce that. Mm-hmm. But my personal, because I think they almost try to embarrass you to feel guilty about being big. I say, my girth is going this way. It's not affecting anybody on my side. My girth goes forward. So if you're going to charge me for being too long in the stomach, then you need to charge someone for being too tall. Because, I mean, no matter what, whether you're big or small, if you're in coach, those seats, you just don't fit.
Well, I get accused of pontificating about JetBlue way too much. JetBlue's awesome. The seats are wider. I have more leg room. I don't have to get an extension for the seat belt. All the other airlines, those traditional airlines, well, I didn't have to get an extension for the seat belt on Virgin America, but they didn't have the leg room. But every other airline, I actually stole an extension and kept it in my little travel kit when I was traveling for work years ago.
Because Vito used to travel all the time.
Yeah, and I would just pull it out, put it on. It's the thing that they used to do the example of how to close a seatbelt on the plane.
Why don't they do that in your car, by the way? Anyway. It's the same seatbelt in your car. No one's in my car telling me insert the buckle and pull it across your lap.
Well, the FAA doesn't regulate cars.
That's true. But I've learned, I think it's a scare tactic a lot to try to get people to buy an extra seat. But mostly, I mean, I don't think if you go wide left or right, you're affecting the person next to me. If they try to get me, I'm thinking you're going to charge me extra for broad shoulders. I think not.
Well, I will say that I've flown cross country from LA to New York, and I was in the bulkhead, so not a lot of room in front. You couldn't put your feet under the seat in front of you, so it pretty much stuck at the wall. And the guy on the aisle, he needed the extender, and that barely fit him, and he literally covered the armrest. I mean, his belly was all the way over the armrest and was pushing me to my right. And unfortunately, the guy in the window seat, I was in the center seat. The guy in the window seat, I don't think he'd taken a shower in a few weeks. He really smelled bad. So I joke. I said I was stuck between Fatty and Stinky, in a bulkhead, transcontinental. And by the time I got to Kansas City, I was pleading with God just to crash the plane.
That was, oh my God. I never had anything like that happen to me at all. I was always the big guy. And then I went on a plane with Tarek a couple weekends ago to go to Disneyland, and our shoulders...
Oh, I can imagine.
We're right on top of each other.
Oh, yeah.
So I always try to not sit in the middle. I sit on the ends so that I can lean a little bit. So I can lean a little bit, so that I can get out of people's way if my shoulders are too wide.
Well, the best part of my story to wrap it up is I can normally sleep anywhere. I could lay down on the floor here and fall asleep, but I couldn't get to sleep on that flight. And so eventually I just scrunched down in my seat and I put my feet up on the wall in front of me. I took my shoes off and was just trying to, make a cocoon or whatever. And as I got all scrunched down and my feet were kind of up to where my shoulder height, and I was like all cocooned, the chubby guy goes, "You look kind of cute with your feet up in the air like that."
He did not.
He did. And I was like, okay, no, really, God, you can crash this plane right now. And my partner, he was like 17 rows behind me, sitting on the two-seat side, because it was one of those American,
Eagle.
MD-80s from hell. And he's just laughing and giggling, had a really cute seatmate. We're all actually on our way to D.C. for some gay pride thing. I was like, son of a bitch.
Why aren't you sitting next to your partner?
I was.
It happens sometimes.
I was in the travel industry, so I was flying Space A. I got the last seat on the plane.
Yeah, my father used to work for United. We used to get free passage, which slowly aren't easy when people get miles and upgrades from traveling all the time for work. But, for hotels with big people, I mean, a lot of times people don't realize not every bathroom is the same size. Like at the Mark Twain, don't stay in an O2. I've already instructed the front desk, nobody big or with lots of makeup should be in an O2. Those are tiny bathrooms. But a lot of times people think that's all they're all the same in every hotel. If you're in this room, so sometimes if you don't like what your room has, you could just ask your front desk, do you have a bigger bathroom?
People with lots of makeup should be charged double to fly on a plane. Just the
added weight,
What was the name of the hotel that IBR used to be in?
The Whitcomb.
The Whitcomb.
And the Golden Gate.
The old Ramada, that one.
Yeah, the old Ramada. All their rooms and bathrooms are different sizes. So is the Twain like that also?
Yeah, I mean, I would say any hotel has different size bath because it's like the shape of the hotel. So like our O2s, I tell, I really have told the front desk, don't ever check a bear into an O2 or a Mary Kay cosmetic salesperson because there's just not enough counter space. You have to kind of maneuver when you go in the bathroom. But that 14 I was telling you about, It's not a luxurious palace, but 2 people could be in there doing God knows what. None of my business. You know?
How about 14?
The 14.
The 14. How about a handicap 14?
Oh, we have our 9th floor, the 2 junior suites. Everything on the 9th floor is handicapped accessible. Those 2 junior suite bathrooms, you could fit a rollaway bed in there. They're so big.
So all this sort of begs the question, how soundproof are your rooms?
Well, I would say that's not our strongest suit. So
good to know.
But I mean, sometimes it's titillating to hear what's going on in the next room. Other times it's not. I just had a corporate guest was checking in. I went to leave a little gift in their room, and I could hear a baby crying next door, so I changed their room.
I woke up one morning or the middle of the night in a hotel, and I was stretching, and as I rolled over, I passed gas loudly. It was a big old fart, right? And all of a sudden, I could hear a woman giggling, and I'm like, God damn, the walls in this hotel are thin. And as I rolled over, I looked, and in the other bed was my brother and sister-in-law, and I realized, oh, we're sharing a hotel room. Oh, no.
So the walls were not thin. The Monte Carlo in Las Vegas has thin walls, by the way.
Did you find that out the hard way?
Just people partying in the halls. But I did get applause once, but we won't talk about that.
Oh, I want to talk about that.
Did you nail the dismount?
He
Nice.
stuck the landing. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Any other bear flying commentary?
No, just me bitching and moaning about all the other airlines except for JetBlue. I think they all suck ass except for JetBlue.
Well, I always say, if you go first or business class on any airline, that's very comfortable. It's not worth the money, but I've changed bank accounts 2 or 3 times to get 10,000 miles. My wallet has 4 American Express cards in it because each one of them gave me 15,000 miles. So I'm going to Europe soon. I don't know when, but I'm going first class, and I only flew Delta once because of miles from credit cards, changing things around, opening savings accounts. So, if you could get miles, then sitting up in that business or first class is so worth it.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't have the money to sit up in first class.
When I was flying for work, a friend told me how to do it. To get status on the airlines, you don't have status on JetBlue, you don't have status on Southwest, but on the traditional airlines like Continental, United Airlines, stuff like that, you get enough miles, you get status. Well, what you can do is, if you're able to get enough miles, let's say on Continental, to get a status, then you can parlay that to the other airlines. You call them up and you say, hey, I have status on Continental. Will you give me status? And they say yes, and they'll give it to you for a year. But if after a year you don't have enough miles for them, they'll drop the status. So for a whole year, I got to sit in the big seats. But that's a little trick.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a little trick.
If you're flying coach, what you might also do before you book the flight is go to a site called seatguru.com. They list various aircraft type from the various airlines. And you can find out the seat width. Some airlines, some airplanes do have wider seats than others. I know this from experience.
No, and I like Seat Guru a lot. I end up spending more time on Seat Guru before I'm even booking, because a lot of times you just say, "Ooh, I like that rate of $300," and you look, it's one of those tiny planes where you can't even stand up straight in the plane because it's so small, and you think, "Oh my God, I'm in the movie Flight. We're going to fly upside down, and Denzel Washington's flying, and we're all going to die."
And he's drunk.
And he's drunk. But, Seat Guru shows you the best seats and the different planes to sit at.
Oh, sorry.
So, good point. I love Seat Guru.
Thank you.
I forgot about Seat Guru. Yeah, good idea.
So that's a good thing.
Never heard of it.
If you're going to be flying and you don't want to have a seatbelt extender, you will probably want to stay away from our next topic, Girl Scout cookies.
Yay! It's Girl Scout cookie time.
We have a box of dulce de leche, which is sold last year or 2 years ago.
To me, it's new. I never heard of this. I go to those little bitches and I look for my
Wow.
Well, you just got to get your cookie.
Wow.
And
The little whores.
I go get the Tagalog, which I used to think were Tagalog
These are
for a
children
while.
we're talking about.
No, mostly they're sold by their bitch mothers
Or
to win some
or
contest.
their gay uncle. I have a friend who's like, it's Girl Scout cookie time. I'm like, Jay, you're a 40-year-old man. Stop selling Girl Scout cookies.
Have Jay call me.
I will.
Well, here's the deal. The new one this year is mango creams. Have you guys heard of this?
I haven't had them, but I've heard of them.
I haven't had them either.
My
I
mouth
tried
is
to
watering.
find them. They didn't have them out here in the Castro. There's 2 tables of Girl Scout cookies. I wish they would have. They must have sold out. But here's the deal. Now, Girl Scout cookies are infused with Nutrifusion.
With what?
Yeah.
A made-up word to sound healthy.
Is that like Olestra?
Oh, no. That promotes anal leakage.
Seepage. Anal seepage.
Nutrition. The makers of a product called Net Nutrifusion that supercharges food's nutritional value by adding preserved all-natural nutrients.
That sounds like 4G to me.
That sounds like it's something that's going to, if you end up having kids, will it have 4 arms?
No, I just think it's a word just to sell the damn cookies. Like Nutrifusion. Heard of? My phone is 4G. Who knows the difference between 4G and 3G? It's a marketing word.
All right, let's focus.
There was
Your porn can download quicker.
Well, hold on. Newsflash. Nutrifusion denies any claims that eating mango creams would be an appropriate substitute for getting one's daily serving of fruits and vegetables.
Oh.
I'm glad we had to learn that by hearing that.
Nutrifusion.
Because I thought eating mango creams was just like having a fruit.
Yeah.
I thought that's what would happen if you jerked off an Islander, cream, but.
Oh.
Oh, this is good. Mango creams contains 180 calories and 4 grams of saturated fat, more calories than 4 Thin Mints, and the same amount of saturated fat as tagalongs. Did I say that right?
Ooh, tagalong.
I think tag-along. Yeah, they like
Which
to
ones are
tag along to
tag-along?
my stomach.
Are those the peanut butter ones?
Yeah, that's the one dipped in chocolate afterwards.
Ooh, I love those. And the Thin Mints. Oh, the Thin Mints.
Uh-huh.
Don't
And it
forget
says
the
here something
Samoas.
about Savannah Smiles is a new flavor too. Or maybe that was last
Did
year.
Hall & Oates invent that?
I don't know.
It says it's a lemon wedge dusted with powdered sugar.
Oh.
A Savannah Smile.
I think you could buy those in the grocery store with a different name.
I've been eating the Girl Scout cookies as far back as I can remember.
As far back as when you were a Girl Scout?
Yeah, but now I'm an Eagle Scout.
Oh, that's the club you were forced into because they didn't allow you to be a Girl Scout, so you said, what the hell, I'll
What the
join this
hell?
so I could still eat the cookies.
I was a Boy Scout, then I was an Indian Guide, a Boy Scout, a Weebelo, and then a Boy Scout.
Indian Guides. That
And
was
then-
like a was that on the West Coast?
Yeah, for sure.
That was just done through the YMCA or something, right?
And guess what my name was and my dad's name? Big
We
Bear
enjoy it below, we below.
and the Big Bear and Little Bear.
Oh.
Before I knew about bears.
God, your dad was called Little Bear way back then.
No, he was Big Bear.
Oh.
Yogi and Boo Boo.
There you go. You're silly.
This is cute. But this dulce de leche, it's not very de leche, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No complaints.
Still partial to the Samoas.
That's the one that's like the, what you would call it?
That's like the caramel and coconut and the chocolate.
That's actually my favorite, yeah. The Samoas are my
Well, on this side of the table were tagalongs. Longs.
You two were tagalongs, we're Samoas.
Tagalogs. I do not like coconut.
Oh, yeah, they're my favorite.
After calling the hotel Mark Twain the Mark Twain Hotel, I'm not going to argue with Kevin, so.
You can argue with me all you want. I think arguments are healthy.
Well, I think we should go get some milk for these Girl Scout cookies, so let's take a break.
Sounds like a good idea.
No.
Let's all tag along out of here.
Okay, so for everybody listening on to what?
Bear Radio.
I gotta look. What?
Yeah, no, you're fine.
What'd I say?
BearRadio.net.
Yes, everybody listening on bearradio.net, that is the end of episode 1. Join us next week for
Don't you
episode
mean part
2.
1?
Part
Oh,
one.
damn it. Oh,
Cut that.
I broke the podcast. Sorry, guys. So those listening on bearradio.net, that's the end of part 1. Tune in next week for part 2.
Of episode 19.
Yes.
No, 19. I did it.
19.
No, 19.
All right, see you in a minute.
I hate that
Cue the music, Vito.
And we're back.
We're back.
Yeah. Welcome to part 2 of episode 19.
Episode 19.
Hey, 19.
This is Clay.
And this is Vito.
And this is Tim.
This Wolfie.
And I'm still guest Kevin.
What is this elongated?
It's like he's not sure. He's checking his name tag.
I'm
This is Tim.
He's still going on the Gerard Butler comment I made about him earlier. He's still like looking in the mirror thinking, am I as beautiful as Gerard Butler?
Well,
I'm just trying to have a good time. I'm tired. Leave me alone.
Aw, don't cry. It's okay, Timmy. Gerard.
yeah, I was
Oh, look, Butler.
Yes, the same last name.
I never even thought I'm so blonde.
Not Depardieu? But
No, not Gerard Depardieu hasn't been attractive since 1977.
And now he's Russian, so I don't...
Cut a bitch. I will fucking cut a bitch.
Can you say that in French?
I will cut a lay bitch.
Where's Tarek when you need him?
Well, I don't think that you'll be winning any Oscars for best foreign accent there, Tim. But we have the Oscars coming up this weekend.
Oh, I will cut you, bitch.
I am going to an Oscar.
You're still not winning.
Oscar party that I told the host I would only go if I got reserved VIP seating. So
there you go.
How many people are at this party?
Well, this crazy bitch will invite like half of the Bay Area, so who knows?
Well, I used to do like 40 people, and I rented a hall, and I took the entire weekend and made food with everything served was a salute to a Best Picture nominee.
Wow.
But now I've whittled it down to as many seats as I have in my house. I assign people food. Like, you could pick from the 9 nominees for Best Picture, and then
you can eat some bananas. You can eat some Reese's.
No, but like I wanted to coincide with the Best Picture nominees. Like mine, I got leftover. I'm making Lincoln and a side dish or salad. So I'm mixing white. What do they call it? White. It was easier before.
Ambrosia salad?
No. White corn and black mushrooms. Couldn't we all live together in the bowl?
Oh, you're killing me.
And I'm putting blood orange dressing on it.
Oh, my God.
But a friend of mine, she's making pies, because guess what? It's Life of Pies.
Oh, my God.
I gotta go.
Has anybody ever sounded gayer than right this minute?
Never.
Ever.
Well, this is my Super Bowl. At the Super Bowl, I went to masculine movies that I know nobody would be at, so I could be alone in the theater, because I don't care who won the Super Bowl. But who wins Best
Hold your tongue.
But I am holding I'm holding your tongue, too. But I care more about that Best Picture. I don't know. Just being
So, okay.
So what's your prediction?
Who's up for Best Picture?
Well, there's Argo. Oh, you might mean list Argo, Life of Pi, Lincoln, Les Miserables. Speaking of French, any foreign word, if you'd make it sound like you really know it, like with a big accent, like Les Miserables, people that aren't French might think, God, he could speak French. Croissant. I mean, I probably said that wrong. Anyway, Silver Lining Playbook, Amour. Okay, I'm missing 3. Django Unchained.
Zero Dark 30.
Zero Dark 30. I love the British Film Awards were recently. They said they missed. This is a funny joke. I'm sorry. I'm like laughing here. They think it's a good movie, but they missed the first 29. Zero Dark 29. Zero Dark 28. Zero Dark 1.
They didn't see it because they don't like sequels.
Right. So
it's the franchise.
Lincoln has gone into being the one they say is going to be Best Picture, but that's died down. Argo is going to win Best Picture. My personal vote is Life of Pi, and not just because I'm going to eat the pie, but I thought that was a good movie.
I finally saw that.
Isn't he a little young?
It was interesting. Yeah.
I like to eat the young.
Isn't he a little young?
I missed something. What's going on?
Well, I said I like to eat the pie, and the guy's name is Pie. So Tim was being, really funny, thinking, "Oh, I'm eating the young man." He was a little young, but I do like to eat the young. Hello, Cubs.
Anyway, no, that was a really good movie. At the end, you don't know. Oh, spoilers. Okay.
I haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it. I did see Lincoln, and that was an amazing movie.
Spoilers.
I heard he dies at the end.
Oh, you ruined it. You've ruined the movie for all of America.
Parts of that were filmed in Petersburg, Virginia, which is near where I grew up.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I thought Lincoln, though, was meandering. And did he have that? He had a spotlight on his face the entire movie. Like, all I kept thinking is, oh my God, Daniel Day-Lewis is lit up like a Christmas tree.
I'm sure it was in his contract.
I'm sure it is. But he will win Best Actor. I'd almost bet a lot of money on that, but I don't like to bet money because in case you lose, you don't have the money. But he'll probably win Best Actor. This will be his 3rd Oscar, probably the only actor in history to win 3 Oscars for Best Actor.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. What else did he win for?
My Left Foot and There Must Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood. And there must be blood if there will be blood.
All right, no banging on the table.
I love the table bang.
It gets very loud in the mic.
I know, but I thought when I came here, you said, Kevin, we're going to bang you on the table. And I said, okay, I'll be there. And now you're telling me no? You're such teases.
We're teases.
God.
Oh, man.
There's a long list of rules on that wall over there, and banging the guests on the table is against 3 of those rules.
Well, I like to break the rules.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
yeah.
never
But I
mind.
moved my hand so there's no more potential table banging on my part.
This is the community room in the cast show. Who knows what's gone on in here?
I'm sure a lot more table banging.
Any other
I'm sure a lot
predictions
more
about the
things have been
Oscars?
banging
Anyone?
tables.
No.
What do you think of
I'm
the
going to say Catherine Bigelow is probably going to get Best Director.
Well, considering she's not nominated, that's very impossible.
That's what I said.
Oh, just like everyone
No,
thought,
because she didn't. She didn't get nominated. Neither did Ben Affleck,
I know,
which
and
everybody
Ben-
was making a big deal out of.
Ben has won every other award for Best Director.
Yeah,
He's not
every.
nominated.
Yeah.
So those are the 2 biggest surprises to me because they both did great work.
Yeah, but isn't it the Academy, like the people, his peers, the ones that do the nominations?
Well, they're not quite his peers because the nominations would come. The director is only nominated by directors. So I would think Ben Affleck's real peers are actors. And then
Ooh.
after the nominations come out, people vote in every category. So whether you were a song nominee, you could vote for Best Picture,
Oh, that's
Best
what's
Actor.
going on, yeah.
Right.
That's what's going on.
So it's
yeah.
probably more of a bunch of old school, old men, like Frank Capra level people that are voting, like, I don't want this young Ben Affleck to win an Oscar. He's way too young to win Best Director.
Probably.
Well, and
Ooh,
probably just a little bit of territorial, like him, elbowing.
Those
in
damn
on
actors
the curve.
getting in and directing. Yeah.
I mean, for a while that was like the thing, the thing to do. Like Kevin Costner won, Robert Redford won, but lately it's probably more of a Steven Spielberg level of winning Best Director. So there goes
Clint
your
Eastwood.
Lincoln. Clint Eastwood, the good one. He's more now. I think you think more Clint Eastwood now as a director rather than an actor. Like when I hear his name now, I first think director.
Well,
I think of a Republican in a chair.
right?
Well,
Mooney,
unfortunately, there's
Mooney
that.
at the Republican
but,
National Convention.
I mean,
There's
like,
also Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think of him more as a director now too.
well, yeah. I mean, he rarely acts in his stuff, but Clint Eastwood acts in a lot of his stuff. I mean, Gran Torino, I thought was a great movie.
It was a good one.
And what else had he been in recently?
$1 Million Baby.
There was that. He was great in that.
But he wasn't in Flags of Our Fathers, which he directed.
right.
So, which I never saw.
Wasn't he in Trouble with the Curve or something like that?
Yeah, but he didn't direct it. And that's back to talking about banging on the tables, trouble with a curve. You can't bang so bad when you've got trouble with the curve.
Ba-dum-bum. He'll be here all week. Tip your waitress.
2 drink minimum.
Yeah. Well, what about the host? What do you think of the new host?
Oh, Seth MacFarlane. The commercials that he's done so far have been really funny.
I haven't really.
Did the one for Psycho? Did you see the spoof on Psycho?
Oh no, I've just seen the one where he's just standing there making jokes for understated. So
It's black and white. He's reading on a hotel bed. And then it cuts to the shower scene in Psycho. And then it cuts back to him and he bangs on the wall and says, "Be quiet in there."
Keep it down. I think he's funny, so I think he could do it. Because I think you really need although it's scripted, I think you need a spontaneous, funny person to pick up where things are, lacking. Like what I'm doing here.
Oh, boom.
I
I'm
want
just playing.
Ricky Gervais. I want Ricky Gervais.
Oh yeah, see, he was one where I don't think they'd ever ask him the Oscars because he blew it up too much at the Golden Globes. He was
I
a
loved
great
it.
host, but too insulting to people.
When he made fun of
But
Robert
yet
Downey
they
Jr.
kept inviting him back. So
When he made fun of Robert Downey Jr., I
He's
just
good
thought
for
that
ratings.
was so funny.
But I think Billy Crystal though will always be the best host.
No, Bob Hope.
I don't think the rest of us were alive when Bob
Yeah,
Hope hosted.
I wasn't either.
you're
so.
dating yourself.
No, I actually haven't seen it. I just knew he was a host.
Uh-huh. Sure.
I'm trying to think who else in recent years.
Whoopi Goldberg
Whoopi
did it.
Goldberg.
For many years.
David Letterman, I think, got the worst reviews of anybody.
Oh, yeah.
He did that Oprah Uma. That's supposed to be funny.
Oprah Uma. I thought it was hysterical. Oh, no. Okay, well.
Anyway.
File that under easily entertained.
Yes, absolutely. I'm very easily entertained. Absolutely.
Were you one of those kids that would sit in your bedroom by yourself and make fart noises and laugh hysterically?
I think so. I don't remember.
I still do that now in public.
Let's test him.
Fart in elevators. That's fun.
Woo, that guy got up on the 16th floor. Woo, honey.
I think a point has been proven here.
Ba-dum-bum.
Very entertaining.
Now, what product is coming back during the Oscars? What's this all about? There was one of those topic suggestions, a certain product.
Remind me.
Pardon me, sir.
I could say the words. Grey
Pardon me?
Poupon.
You don't
Oh.
know Grey Poupon.
Oh, that's right.
Jesus,
Grey
it's
Poupon.
your topic.
Right?
Jesus.
What?
Oh, yes, Grey Poupon.
Get that Poupon off the table.
Yes, they're updating it so that now, before it was pretty sedate, where they just had the two high-end cars. And, excuse me, do you have any Grey Poupon? But of course. And he hands it to him, right? Now, he says, but of course. And he hands it over to them. And the other one grabs the Grey Poupon and takes off, and it's a car chase.
Oh.
With explosions and all sorts of, and I guess they paid $1.7 million to jumpstart Grey Poupon because the sales are down.
Interesting.
Pretty crazy, huh?
So they're spending $1.7 million to get people to use mustard because the sales are down.
That's a lot of jars of mustard.
You need a lot of poop on that, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, there's new flavors too of Grey Poupon, by the way.
Really? They're flavoring Grey Poupon?
Yeah.
So
You know,
Do they have 50 Shades of Grey Poupon?
That's a good one.
Oh, you're so witty.
Oh, yeah. I think
That was a good one. See, everything ends up with way too many flavors. It's bad enough there's just Coke. Then there's Coke Zero, Diet Coke, Cherry Coke, Vanilla Coke, Caffeine-Free Coke, Chocolate Coke.
Well, actually, tonight we were going to talk about Lay's potato chips new flavors, but we don't physically have them yet.
We'll have to get some and try them for the next one.
Yeah, we'll get them and try them next time.
Have you?
I haven't tried any of them. I'd like to try the sriracha one.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yum.
Out. OUT.
Sriracha. And then there's the chicken and waffles. And what was the other one?
I have to look.
Was it mac and cheese?
Chicken waffles
What was
sounds
it?
vile.
Oh,
Have you ever had
chicken and waffles. It was chicken and waffles.
Yeah, but chicken
Chicken
waffles,
waffles,
potato
sriracha.
chips.
Oh, I went with that with this potato
And there
chip.
was something
Very
else.
Creole.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Chicken and waffles is good. I like that.
He said it was good. He just doesn't want it in a chip.
Well,
I don't know. I have to taste it and see. That's what people voted for on their website.
why don't you put some Grey Poupon on it and see what you think?
Oh,
Which
yeah?
flavor, though?
We're back to that.
All right.
Supposedly red goes well with it.
What goes with it?
Red wine goes well with it.
Oh.
Oh.
He said
I'm
red.
joking.
When he said red, I was thinking Kool-Aid. What flavor you want, baby? Red.
Red. What's my favorite flavor? Purple. What else are we talking about?
My favorite color is ham.
My favorite flavors. Purple.
Well, what other entertainment
That was our
news?
very first episode. We had the picture of the ham girl. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
My favorite. What was it?
My favorite color is
My
ham.
color is ham. That's one of one of the graphics on our first
My
episode.
favorite color.
Is ham.
Well, what other entertainment news is out there besides the Oscars?
There's a new bi man.
Oh, who's bisexual?
Well, I don't think he's bi. Clive Davis. Because my feeling is, a lot of times the first step to gay is to say you're bi. Because they go, I'm not giving up pussy, so don't think I'm a faggot, but I'm bi. But then after a while, all of a sudden, you're less bi, you like less women, and you're gay.
It's
Clive, take it up the ass.
It's like buy now, gay later.
That's exactly right.
It's like the Death Star.
People are listening to this.
The cock is a big tractor beam, and it's hard to get away.
Oh, my God.
Well, I actually did read that article, and he says that being bi is misunderstood, and that he enjoys both men and women.
Well, I agree that's possible, too, because I was never one personally to think you can't make up your mind. I just think you like both. But I think more people that I know that say they're bi, a month later they're gay.
Yeah, women are a transition drug. Yeah, for sure.
Women are... I mean, I will say, along those same lines, when I first came out to a couple people, rather than just saying gay, I started to saying bi. And I knew full damn well I was, I wasn't bi. I was gay. I knew I was gay, but just felt like being bi would soften the blow.
Well, that's what I did. I would rent the bi videos because I was embarrassed in front of the person I was renting the videos from.
I went through about a 6-month period where I was quote unquote bi, so therefore could lead a quote unquote normal life.
Yeah, so a lot of people have history with that, but at the end of the day, I think he's right. Bisexuality is misunderstood, and people that are truly bisexual, they are what they are. And I'm all for self-labeling, so if you need to be bi in order to come out as gay, I don't see any harm in that.
But you still don't believe that bi exists, though.
No, there are people that are truly bi, but
Okay.
I'm all for self-definition. So if in the moment of your awareness of your sexuality, you can't, for whatever reason, come to terms with being gay, and being bi is more comfortable for you, what's the harm?
No, I don't see any harm in it either.
It's just I don't feel that because that happens a lot, and we have a lot of experience with that right here in this room, that doesn't negate the fact that there are truly bisexual people out there.
Right. And then I don't really understand that. I have a hard time with it.
Well,
yeah, because you're a Kinsey 6.
it's not really for you to understand, though.
Good job, Tim. Thank you.
It's not your life. You don't need to understand it.
You're absolutely right.
So you don't understand bisexuality?
No.
Really?
No.
Because to me, it's like, I'm a people person. I fall in love with you. Oh, I got a vagina. Oops, I got a penis. So if you're truly bi, you're like a people person.
Well, does there a scene in what's the really, really gay movie with the drag queens?
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Oh. Don't they pull up their skirts or something? It's supposed to be the smells of women.
Okay, I don't know what Priscilla
That's the ping pong scene. That's the ping pong ball.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But smells. So women's smells do nothing for me.
Tuna on a hot day. What?
But that's why you're gay.
Right. So that means they like both smells. They like the smells of men, bisexual people, and the smells of women.
Well, you're assuming that
they're smell oriented. Maybe for them it's a physical thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you're also assuming that
they want to smell something.
They like to go down on both men and women.
They might.
They might just want to lace a pipe.
It's an assumption, though. That's a big assumption. Just the opposite end of the coin. It's just like people assume that just because a man's gay that he
takes it
likes, exactly, or likes anal even at all. And I know a lot of gay men that don't like anal either way.
Well, speaking of that, isn't there something with the church going on right now?
Well, yeah. Interestingly enough, in España, donde hablan español con a lisp.
Definite with a lisp.
Sí, es verdad. Whose topic was this? Eh?
Hola.
It was actually mine.
Okay, Tim, tell us about it, okay?
Yes, Papi.
In
Tell us, Papi.
So actually, this is an old story. It's a story from 2011. I don't know why it's just all of a sudden getting a lot of attention. But
I think I know why, but I'll keep my comments to myself until you're done. Go ahead. Go ahead,
okay.
Papi. Thanks.
So there was a
priest.
priest by the name of Andres Garcia Torres. There was a photo of him that surfaced of hugging a young seminarian, and the photo of them is obviously they don't have shirts on, but it's close cropped. But it looks very loving, very warm, and and it's questionable whether or not you could say, like, okay, these are two men that just got done shagging each other. But, so this photo comes out, and this priest ended up being removed from his parish. And he tried to protest it, and his challenge was, I'm not gay. Measure my asshole. Measure my anus. It's not dilated. I can't be gay.
Kevin is speechless. That is amazing.
I really am speechless.
Should have heard the yelp I made on a train on the way over here when I read that.
Then he's probably not gay, or he doesn't take it up the ass.
Right. Either he's a top and he really wants to keep his job, or he's just straight.
A priest is a job.
Or oral. Yeah.
I mean,
like we're back to that question. It's like maybe he just doesn't do anal.
To me, that's just another one of those things. Like I've said, my parents have said some crazy things to me, like, where did you get that from? Straight people have the most bizarre, or even, closeted gay people probably have these things their clergy has told them, or they've heard rumors about what gay people do behind closed doors. Everybody thinks all gay people have AIDS.
I think you're missing the point. What I want to know is, how do Catholics measure the anus?
Well, I'm Catholic, and I would like to be on that committee.
So, this is just another ploy to get the guy that he wants you to play with his ass.
Right?
Oh my
no,
God.
I don't think you got the measurements quite right. Go deeper.
Well, I would have to say that is one of the most bizarre things I've ever heard.
So the only reason I can think of that this is coming to light again is that it's all the shit that's going on with the Pope and the Pope stepping down.
Yeah, what's up with that? it's like he's stepping down, and then
What's
there's
up
like
with
all
that?
this stuff. What's up with that?
What's up with that?
Ooh-wee. But you know what I mean? Like, and then it's saying, oh, they're building a house for him on there, so on the grounds, so that he isn't gonna get prosecuted, and there's like all this stuff going on.
Yeah, I mean, because if he leaves the papal grounds, he's subject to international law. So
I didn't know that he had charges. Does he have charges already?
no, but that's the conspiracy theory. Like, ooh, he stepped down to avoid some scandal. Escándalo.
Oh. Wow.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. It could just simply be because he's old. He is 78 years old.
No, it must be a conspiracy.
Someone you call Dan Brown.
Oh, I see the next movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, hey. I want credit for that, Dan.
By the way, those movies suck. Books are great. The movies suck.
I just love.
And on that note,
I just love the
Salty taste, please.
in those movies where they're like, oh, and the statue's pointing this way. Who knows? The cleaner could have moved that statue 3 degrees, and then the whole movie would be wrong, right? You know? Shit.
Well, there's a lot of movies where they're shot different times and everything looks different. Like the most notorious director is Gary Marshall. He'd rather get the best performance. So, like, if you watch Pretty Woman, in one scene she's eating a pancake, and then the next shot of her, it's a croissant.
Oh,
I said it more like the Frenchman again.
croissant. There was one comedian that talked about croissants. It's like a bird call. Croissant, 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 croissant.
Yeah, I love those little inconsistencies in movies where the time's 1040, 120, 1040, 120.
Continuity checking was asleep.
Yeah, there's supposed to be somebody on the set that helps with continuity.
But like he said, if the director cares more about the performance, then
Yeah, but what he says is true too. I mean, maybe the continuity person, like, they're going to film it again. It's like, no, it's pancakes she was eating yesterday. So, give her pancakes. But, they just filmed it again. And maybe it was done months later. They didn't think it was good enough, and they forgot she was eating pancakes.
where's the Academy Award for continuity? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, really.
President's Day weekend was the IBR event,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's this sort of
Bear Weekend 2.0.
Bear Weekend 2.0. So it's gone from being very heavily organized to sort of a loose social media event. What's everybody's experience with that? I personally have never even been to a Bear Weekend, so I don't know much about it, but it's been interesting to watch the difference just from the outside. How many events there are, what people get involved with, how many people
Well, I
come
think
to
it's
town.
nice. People are stepping up. I mean, someone took charge of the bathhouse event.
Does it seem like there was as much stuff this year as there was last year?
a lot of dances
Last year or this year?
this year? It was like 4 dances on Sunday night.
I think there was a lot, like, I hosted the Bear City 2 movie screening, and I picked the day where there's only 2 other things going on. But by the time the screening came around, there was like 12 things going on.
Uh-huh.
And even non-bear things, like the Miss Tranny Shack Star Search competition.
So you had some competition going on.
Yes.
Interesting.
And then the Bear Club did a couple events, right?
Yeah, we had coffee, we had dim sum, we were supposed to have that beer bus at the Eagle. They were trying to open up that weekend, but things got delayed there.
Mm-hmm. So you went to the 440, right?
Yeah, we had it at the 440. And it was really great. Those guys are awesome.
Well, I think since IBR stopped, there isn't such an influx of people from out of town.
Right.
But the locals are definitely participating.
Yeah.
Well, previous guest, Jeff Glover, he did the whole Bears in the Park just purely to show the power of social media without, putting a lot of energy into it other than that, just throwing it out there and seeing what happens. And it's been successful. And I see there have been some real successes for Bear Weekend in that regard.
Yeah.
I wonder if, this might be the wave of the future. I mean, a lot of things are changing through the internet and mobile phones and social media. A lot of the information we get, comes from places like the Huffington Post. They're not a real news organization, but they certainly pretend to be. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. I mean, I solicited some people to write for me with a project that I had about 1.5 years ago. And since I wasn't paying, they said no. And then I had other people that were totally willing to do it. They were just bloggers, and it was kind of a thing on the side. So I think it just could. Kevin, you could probably speak to this. I mean, do you get paid? You're professional?
I get paid per click.
Per
on
click?
Examiner.com. So if you want to subscribe to Kevin Thomas, Examiner.com, GLBT Arts Examiner, feel free. And click 20 times a day if you'd like to, even if you don't want to read it.
But now that you're getting some kind of money from it, because this is what happened to me, the one person I asked was getting some money from it, and now he says, okay, no, now I'm a professional. No, I don't write for free. Do you do that too?
No, another site I do stuff for is called Progressive Pulse. And I take a lot of the articles I write from Examiner and twist it a little for their site. But then I do a lot of on-camera things, more for experience and exposure, to hopefully leading to one day someone saying, oh my God, we should have Kevin. Because on like this Progressive Pulse site, I have a show there called Bargain Food Adventures, where we visit different cities and neighborhoods and eat for a certain price. And, I'm hoping that takes off one day. So I'm doing it now for the fun of it and the exposure. And the two of these help me get all the theater tickets that I wanted, because that's where all my disposable money goes to entertainment. Prostitution as well. So I'm saving money that way. I go to New York, see shows for free, and I get paid per click on Examiner, but I often put my stories on other websites just to, because even on Progressive Pulse, I sometimes say, you could also see me on Examiner.com. This way I could drive the traffic that way.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's cool.
Well, there you go. So there's hybrids like you, but I did find that people, once they get paid, they don't want to write for free anymore.
Interesting. Well, if any of our listeners have any experience about this transition to a more social media-oriented community,
blogging.
Let us know what you think about that, or directly with the Bear Weekend 2.0, what your feelings are, IBR versus that. So, well, with that, we're running out of time. So let's wrap it up, and we'll go with Backscratches. And I'll start. I'd like to give a backscratch whoever can clearly show me how the Catholic Church will measure the anus of allegedly gay priests. And
I can bathroom after.
Okay, backscratch for you.
With your caliper.
And of course to my loving partner Bill, who puts up with all my shenanigans, and my puppy Scarlet.
Yes, Scarlet.
A backscratch out to a friend of a friend, Rocky, who's going through a rough time. So peace and love and lots of backscratches to him.
Okay, well, this is Vito, and I want to backscratch Tarek for putting up with me, and also always backscratch Kenny. He's hanging in there still. You guys, and thanks for being our guest.
You're
Kevin,
welcome.
Nice to meet you. As I said earlier, you are a hoot.
Wolfie?
I'd like to give a big back scratch to my brother, who's also going through a rough time right now. The organizers of Karaoke on Friday night. Remember, it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. And to my friend Krine, who recently had a birthday. Happy birthday.
So this is Tim, and I'd like to backscratch James, my partner, Peaches, Josh, Mikey, Randy, Anders, Dave, Mike, Steve, and for the BOSF stuff, everything over the weekend, everybody that came out to all our events, especially 440 for jumping in and filling in for where the Eagle couldn't, being that they weren't going to be able to be open, and 440 was just really amazing to work with. So would like to thank everyone.
And now this is like the Oscar speech. Tim sounded very much like Oscars. Well, I want to back scratch you guys for having me on. This was really fun, so I appreciate the opportunity. It was nice meeting you.
Aww.
Thanks for not hitting me when I talk too much. Well, except for now. And I also want to thank everybody that stayed at the Hotel Mark Twain for Bear Weekend 2.0, and especially those that I gave free tickets to go to Bear City 2, which I thought was a great screening and nice counter programming to bars and club hopping, which not my favorite thing just because I get shy there. But I'm not shy at the movies. So thanks to everybody, and this was fun.
Cool.
Thanks again, Kevin, for coming out.
Thank you.
And
Say it.
we will see you next Tuesday.
Awesome.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
And we didn't do the outro. And that's the end of episode 19, everybody. Thanks for checking us out. Be sure to check us out online on Facebook, The Bear Element, and BearElement.com.
Visit us at bearelement.com.